Here is the absolute best bungalow setup post locker update. So I've seen a lot of videos for bungalow setup, but not a lot of them take into account that you can now use lockers instead of beds for your workers to save on a ton of space in your setup. So starting off with the bedroom, basically you're going to want to have 6 pots on the left and right side, and then 2 pots centered right down the middle with 1 pot on either side and a trash can for your cleaner. You're also going to want to have 2 supply racks, 1 for each of your botanists to grab fertilizer and seeds. Next, we're going to look at the kitchen, which is kind of a mixing and storing area. So you're going to want to put all your workers' lockers stuffed away in this corner right here. And then you're going to want to set up a mixing station with some storage racks behind it. And you can also put some more storage on the side here. And even if you wanted to, instead of a TV here, you could add a 4th mixing station or just some more storage if you need. Last but not least, the living room. You're going to want to start by setting up 3 large storage racks along the back wall here. And then you're going to want to put your first mixing ingredient on this shelf all the way to the left. This will be your first mixing station, and then your packing station, or you could also put a brick station here if you'd like. Now over here you're going to want to put your second mixing station and a large shelf with your second mixing ingredient. And then you can have some more storage shelves behind it, some shelves on the side, and then your finished product shelf over here. So now as far as assigning workers, basically you're going to want to assign 8 pots to either one of your botanists. You're also going to want to make sure that they are each assigned a supply rack that they can grab fertilizer and seeds off of. Then you're going to want to left click all 16 of your pots, press E to manage, and then you can assign whatever seed you want them to use, add any additives, and you're going to want to use one of your storage racks as the destination rack. Next, your chemist, you're just going to want to assign your mixing stations to him. I'm only using 2 mixing stations for this, but you can also add a 3rd or a 4th. Your cleaner, you're basically just going to want to assign him to any trash cans. And then last but not least, your handler, you're going to want to assign him to your packing or brick station. You're also going to want to give him routes from your mixing supplies to the corresponding mixing station. So Huke is my first mixing supply, going to my first mixing station, and then the Mighty Beans are my second, going to my second mixing station, and then you could add a 3rd if you'd like. You're also going to want to give him a route for where you assign the botanist's destination for the finalized product to your first mixing station. Next, you're going to want to make sure your first mixing station has a destination of the next mixing station, and so on and so forth. And then your last mixing station is going to want to go to your packing station. Last but not least, make sure your packing station is going to a large storage rack where you'll have all your finalized product. I have only had this running for around 2 days now, and we already have a ton of product, so it really blows through stuff really quick, and there's a ton of extra room for storage or more mixing stations if you need. If you like this video, please leave a like and give me a follow.